I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you.
Alright, welcome back to my channel. This is First Evils. Today we're gonna talk about the British premium tank and buying guide for Warthunder. Today we have special event that is a discount 50% for all vehicle on the Warthunder. Especially they have relaunched the mouse. If you want to grind it, you can put 1 point on it and it will never disappear from the game. And first of all, we're gonna talk about the British tanks, the premium tanks, and today we have special guest. It's Koenigjagger, who will help us to.
Hello.
Yeah, hello Koenig.
Hello.
He gonna help us to describe and have a comment about the premium tank. Which one is good buy? Which one is the bad buy? Bad buy, yes. And the second guest, we're gonna have the Izrail. It's we will talk about the Russian tank very soon after we talk about the British tank. All right. First of all, we're gonna talk from the BR 1.0. There is A13 Mark 1 tanks. It's battle rating 1.0 with price in discount is 125 golden eagles. So how is Koenig? What do you think about this tank?
So first of all, this is a decent tank for a first tier for the ground battle.
Yeah.
For 1.0, you know, British always fond about mobility and firepower, and it's really it's really shown off over here with the A13. It's the same basically as the Tech 3 one. It
Yeah.
has decent mobility, good fire, good penetration, good firing rate, with 3 seconds of reload. It's basically everything you wanted in the 1.0 battle rating. You gotta kill pretty much everything like Panzer 3, Panzer 4, sorry, Panzer 2, Panzer 3, early Panzer 3, and early Panzer 4. It can go to early Panzer 4 from the side if you are really lucky. But other than that, yeah, it's quite pretty decent tank if you are starting out.
A British Koenig, yeah.
Yeah, a British one.
Exactly, Koenig. So how do you think about the 40 millimeters QF 2-pounder of the British? I think all the British cannon is actually pretty good to killing stuff in the game.
It is quite decent for most of the time. It can punch through Panzer 4, early Panzer 4, like the F1. You can punch it through it if you shoot it from the side. But yeah, it's quite decent. It has the mobility to do it, to flank around.
Yeah.
And the biggest problem with this tank, it has a huge weak point in upper front plate. Basically, yeah.
Yes.
Basically, anything that has 20 mils can go through it.
Exactly.
Yeah, like a hot knife through butter.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's pretty much decent if you play it well. And for the silhouette for the tank, it's quite big for BR 1.0, but if it's got up tier, it's quite decent
Yeah, exactly. And
until 3.0.
and as we know, the World War One tank doesn't have a really good slope angle, so it didn't provide a better protection for the for the incoming round, right? It's only have on upper plate. It's only have like 14 millimeters, and the lower one is exactly same except for the bottom one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you shoot the upper front plate, it's only 40 millimeters, right? And if you look on the X-ray, there's a lot of ammo. So
Yep.
if you shoot that, you're gonna blow up the bloody tank.
Oh yeah.
But if you shoot it on the turret, the turret is kind of like the KV-1 turret. Sometimes it behaves that way.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's accurate, but some of the gun, like from Panzer II-F and Panzer II-C, it will bounce off from the turret. But the upper front plate, no problem. It's just gonna
Yes. It's
tear through butter.
Yeah, you're gonna shred to the inside, yeah. And also
Yeah.
for the cannon, we got the 40 millimeters, and they have like 3 options for the ammo. Oh, sorry, I think it's 4. The first one is the AP round. It has like 72 millimeters of penetration. It's, I think, quite good for the this BR on his Warthunder. And also they have like APCBC. It's a explosive filler with the good penetration. It's 89 millimeters. And
Yeah.
how do you think about the round? And also the last round, it's armor piercing high explosive shell. It's I think it's have a lower penetration, but if it penetrate to the tanks, it's gonna kill all the crew inside, right? So what do you think?
Exactly, yeah.
What is the best round for this vehicle?
All right. So if you are facing like 1.0 to up to 2.7 maybe, the Mark 1 APT, the one with the explosive filler, will be the best choice because
Yeah.
it just will blow up inside. But if you getting up to sometimes you can go to 3.0, but it's most unlikely. It can go with the short Mark 9B APCBCT. Those things shear through like nothing else. It can go through the Panzer IV. I've tried it before with the regular one. This is the premium one, but it shares the same round. It's just gonna punch through the Panzer IV armor, no problem.
Yeah, so I think because this tank is on the BR 1.0, so it's gotta facing against Germany, maybe quietly 2.0, like Panzer IV-E, yeah?
Yeah, Panzer IV-E and Panzer III, early Panzer III.
So,
Okay.
do you think do you think this tank is worth to buy on premium, especially this is the lower tier? Do you think it's worth to spend your Golden Eagle if you have some?
That is a tough question. I mean, you could have a better, you could get the better one, but if you really enjoy, you're a collector,
Yeah.
it might be worth. But if you are trying to grind it out, why not?
Maybe.
It's a additional reinforcement to your lineup, right?
Yeah, like a convenient choice, like extra tank. To go in.
Extra tank, exactly. It's gonna behave like a backup tank if your tech through
Yeah,
vehicle A13 blow up.
yeah. So it's a good choice. It's a good buy.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a good choice.
So it's worth
choice.
it.
It's a good choice.
All right.
Decent choice, not so good, but it's decent.
Decent choice. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So next one we're gonna talk about independent. Can you see this independent have really crazy, like crazy looking tanks? It has a lot of crew.
Yeah.
It has 1, 2, 5, and 8 crew inside, and it's really like bulky and like enormous, like gigantic chassis on its BR, and also it has like a lot of cannons. How much cannon it has?
It has 6. No, not cannons. It has
Oh,
6
it's machine gun.
machine gun.
Machine
Yeah.
gun. Crazy.
Yeah,
6 machine gun.
Sorry. 4 machine gun.
4
and
machine gun.
one with
one with 47 millimeter. It's
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think it has a brother on T35. It looks similar and pretty same, but I think Russian have a bigger cannon on its BR on 1.3, and
Yeah, I guess they share the same idea from the tank.
idea.
For the tank.
Yeah, exactly. And the choice for the ammunition is only IPHE, and as you can see, the penetration is only 49. So I think it's like pretty low on its PR. So yeah, but IPHE will like blow up when they make a penetration. It will be blow up. So what do you think about this tank for the chassis and the gun? Is it good to be buy on discount, or
Well,
you have another idea?
alright. If you like the memes, you probably want to buy this out, especially when it is discount right now.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to grind your tech through with this, nah, you don't
yeah.
buy it. You don't buy it because
Exactly.
this thing. Okay, so Independent is actually built around 5 years after the World War One. So basically, it's not a World War II tanks. It's just a experimental tank to engage a frontal, linear trench warfare.
Exactly.
But then the Germans starts with the Blitzkrieg, right?
Yeah.
And the Germans, have this 20 mil and 25 mils with the tank.
Yes.
It goes through the armor like nothing.
So you're trying to tell us that in World War One, the ideology is pretty like more gun, more better. Like better
Yeah,
tanks have more
exactly.
gun, and bigger is like it's better, right?
Yeah, it's more like a psychology
Effect.
reference,
Yeah.
a psychological effect from the enemy to face. Oh shit, this is a big tank with a lot of
Yeah.
cannons.
Yeah. So
But then
Mhm.
to be used against World War II vehicles like the Panzer II, I mean, it stands for something. This thing big, it goes through Panzer II, but then the mobility defeat this tank.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
do you think it's worth to buy? So I think it's wait for sale. How about you?
If you like the meme, I obviously just
Go
buy
for
it.
it.
But if you want to, if you want to grind with it, nah, I don't think you want to buy this because it's slow as hell.
Okay. Exactly.
On the card it may say 32 clicks per hour, right? But if you are actually playing in the game, it only goes around 15 to 20 clicks per hour.
Exactly. Especially
yeah,
especially
it's slow.
when the British tanks are having a lot of fast vehicle on the low tier, like 74 for Tetrach, and Stuart is
Yeah,
for
that
56. Yeah, it's pretty slow, and I don't think it's worth to buy.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not worth to buy because you're pretty much a big target in the field.
Exactly. All right.
Yeah.
We're going on to next tank. There is A13 Mark II. It's 1939. It's a light tank and battle rating 1.3. It has same gun is 40 millimeter 2-pounder British cannon, and also exactly having same penetration with the A13. And for the gun criteria, it has pretty much same penetration with the A13. Instead, it has mobility, and also the light tanks can do a scout, right, for extra money. And how do you think about the A13 Mark II instead the Mark 1? Is it good?
Okay, so it's basically the same tank, but the Mark II has a extra armor on the side.
Yes.
It's primarily to defeat HE's shell because back then HE is such a massive firepower. I mean, every gun, field guns, use it, right? Like HE shells. But
Yeah,
then
HE shell.
against AT shells, it won't do much.
Yeah.
But then again, they improve a little bit on the upper front plates.
Like they have
They
a
improved
thicker.
thickness. Yeah,
Or
it's thicker
30.
one or 30 millimeters. But then if you see your turret, now your turret is flat.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you know what flat things do with the 80? You just go through it.
Yeah, it's penetrate flat things
Exactly. Yeah.
easily.
Yeah. Unlike the Mark One that have a really good turret. You know, if you see the gun mantlet,
Yeah.
yeah, the gun mantlet on the A13 love to bounce around. They just bounce everything.
Exactly. So, do you think it's worth to buy or no?
If you want to have a complete A13 lineup, yeah, just buy it, man.
Yeah, why
I
not?
mean,
For
A13
collection.
Mark One, Mark Two, and the one in the Tech 3 will be a good lineup for your 1.3 BR.
Yeah. So it's good, but yeah, maybe wait for sale if you want to grind more for
Oh,
British. Yeah.
Also, you cannot wait for sale. Those things sold on the Gaijin's market.
Yeah, for the starter pack.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, next we're gonna go to AC1 tank, and this is I think the event vehicle. It's for the Operation Winter last year,
I
and
got it. This one.
yeah, and I think this tanks is beginning with BR 2.7 because I remember I paired it with Matilda, and it's becoming increasing the BR higher, even higher now. It's 3.3. And the reason why this tank is so OP on 2.7 because the armor is
slow.
yeah the slope armor is very good, and also
It
it has a great thickness is 64 and 64 for the hull and the turret, and it has a crazy slope. It can reach till the 160 even more, and when you see the slope angle is this tank is really beast and killing everything on its BR. So Gaijin try to
exactly.
try
They try to nerf it
to nerf
the
it.
ground.
Yeah, it's really hard nerf, and exactly I think the only weakness on this tank is for the driver hatch. It's really thin. It's only 50, and when you see the round shape on the front, yeah, we call it something
the
with
machine.
with the P. Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
yeah, and it has really pretty bad protection on that one. I think. Yeah, and
Alright.
yeah, and for the armor profile, I think it's pretty decent for the 2.7, but now 3.3, yeah, I think it's still pack a punch with this tank because when you see the guns, it's quite nice. They had like APCBC and AP round, HE round, and I think most people will go through the APCBC, the armor piercing cap, ballistic cap shell. It has the 89 millimeters penetration, and also for the APHE it's 66, so it's pretty good for the BR 3.3. But I think it's the really advantage for this tank is only for the armor profile. What do you think, Koenig?
Yeah, it's happening a lot with British tank and this BR, like the for example, the Churchill and the gun carrier, the Churchill, the Matilda. It's happening a lot where the Gaijin basically nerf the tank to fight a higher BR tank, where their gun is basically useless against a higher
Exactly.
BR. Yeah, they can only okay. So AC1 only rely on the armor for the game,
Yeah.
and it's quite slow for its BR. Everything else on the BR can goes like 50, 45. You may see on the card it says 45, right? But in reality, it just only goes around 30 or 35 kilometer per hour.
Yeah, it says 50 exactly.
Yeah, yeah. But again, with a lot of British tank, they I think Gaijin nerf it to be what we call it, to become a bunker, more like a bunker than a tank that can kill anything. Yeah, exactly. So
So
Is this worth the buy? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because in condition right now, you can't kill anything with it.
yeah,
But
exactly.
you will bounce a lot around, even from a Panzer
Mm-hmm.
4G.
And also don't forget this, because this is an event vehicle. The price on the market gonna be going up when the supply
Oh,
is
yeah,
low.
definitely.
Yeah, and demand is increasing, so it's gonna be gradually like becoming more expensive over time. And
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
and when it's hit more than 20 bucks, I don't think it's worth for the price for this tank. It's except for
It doesn't.
yes.
It doesn't worth for that price. Exactly.
except for the collectors, when they can spend everything on their wallet to get they want.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Like you do.
Nah, I'm just a humble player. Okay, let's carry on. The next thing is the Crusader, the Saints, and this is very interesting vehicle. And also this is, I think, the is it the market also? I think this is the market, right? The market tank.
No, it's not. It's in the game. It's Golden Eagle.
Oh, Golden Eagle. So
Yeah.
I have this vehicle in a lot of time. I mean, a long time ago, and I was having fun to play on the Crusader, and it's, I think, pretty much worth to buy. I think because
It's pretty much worth for the price. It's only 350 right now.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
exactly.
worth the price. Okay,
Yeah.
so Crusader is a fast tank again, with the early British tank dogma, strategy, and everything. It's gonna fit well in 3.7. It goes fast. It has the heart.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
And
yeah,
it can, for the armor, it can bounce from time to time because it's slow. One, it's slow, and the only
2.7.
yeah, the only time you're able to penetrate this thing is when you look on the side, because
Oh
it's,
yeah.
yeah, if you shoot it from the side, it will go through, but from the front, nothing goes through.
Yeah, exactly. So I think you can pair this also with AC ones, and it's having the 3.0 BR. And also for the Crusader Saints, it's a 2.7. It's pretty much OP, I think, on its BR, because the profile of this tank is really flat. Can you see?
Yeah,
you
it's
see the
flat.
the,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
turret is really flat, and it's have a really good mobility. And also don't forget, this is the light tank. For the light tank, you can scout people, and
Scout, yeah.
and you got money from scouting other tank. And also because this premium vehicle, you're gonna get a lot of bonus of Silver Lions.
Exactly, yeah. Especially if you pair it with the Tactic Crusader, now you have 3 Crusader.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
wants.
Crusader is pretty much, it's a pretty fun tank to play with.
Exactly.
It goes fast, it hit hard, and
hit hard.
it can, yeah, it has decent armor, quite reliable sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
If you are facing like the Panzer 2, Panzer 3, it can bounce some Panzer 3 sometimes. But yeah, it's quite reliable and new player friendly, you know.
All right. Okay, so do you think this is worth to buy?
Absolutely, man. It's only 350 golden eagles.
Yeah,
The
and
best price in the game for so far, I guess.
Yeah, and for fun tanks, I think it's worth to buy.
Yeah.
Also, yeah. All right. So, okay. Moving on to the next tank is the Matilda Hedgehog, and I think this is the market one, and it's premium tank. The price gonna be fluctuated. Is tank from the Battle Pass, 75th anniversary of the Great Victory. And the Matilda, it's really familiar with the freaking big rockets behind him.
Yeah, the hedgehog. That's why they call it the hedgehog.
The Hedgehog, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And last time when this tank is first released on the game, sometimes when people shot through the rockets, it's gonna making the vehicle ammo rack. But nowadays
it's gotta blow up.
it's gotta blow
ammo
up. Yeah, exactly. But nowadays it's have been fixed. When if enemy shot your rockets, it only like destroy all the ammo inside. But compared to destroy the tank, it's just lost the ammo. And I think it's have a range of 200 meters for shooting the rockets like absolutely crazy. It has 7, and it will launching some 178 millimeter gun and have a decent weight. It's 29.5 kilograms, and if you by any chance can hit some tank directly on
Oh
top,
yeah,
you gotta
you gotta
fuck.
freak them up.
Yeah,
you
you're
gotta
gonna fuck
freak
them
'em
up really hard. Yeah, but
The
but the,
overpressure thing.
exactly. But the thing is, to hit this rocket like pinpoint accuracy, I think it's impossible, right? It's
Yeah,
really
because
hard.
it's not adjustable.
Yeah, exactly.
The rocket is not adjustable. Okay,
Yeah.
so history, a little bit of history on the Hedgehog. It's actually used by the British to break out the Germany line in 1939 when they
Mhm.
advanced towards the Paris.
Mm-hmm.
But then, because of the sheer weight and the slow mobility of the tank,
Yeah.
it's easily surrounded by the Germans. The crew just the crew just give up the tank. Just they get out and get the hell out of there. Basically, yeah, because it's so slow. They use it in 39, I believe, until 1940s,
1940s.
and then they abandoned the idea of having a heavy tanks that
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they just British just abandoned the concept of Matilda, so they yeah
Yeah, they
use it anymore.
Yeah, they throw you off. And also don't
Yeah.
forget, because this is the heavy tank, it has a pretty awesome and pretty good survivability, and it's have a
Oh,
high armor
Let me
profile.
correct you on the heavy tanks. It's actually an infantry tanks, because the British doctrine of war is that tank have to go together with infantry. So
Oh,
this
okay.
is basically an infantry tank.
Infantry tank, interesting connect. Okay, it's nice info to know. And yeah, so do you think this tank is worth to buy if it's on sale on market, like it's having a really low prices?
I mean, by the end, it's a Matilda. If you are going on 2.7, it's a decent tank. But if you go up there, you're basically become a bunker. You can only take hits, but you cannot hit someone else.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty nice and quite decent tank for its BR.
If you
Alright.
have the money, probably buy it. But
Yeah.
if you don't have the resource, don't buy it. It's not worth the
Exactly.
time, and also it's hard to grind with it.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Yeah, but don't forget you can pair it with the Crusader also with BR 2.7. It's pretty much fun and unique tank to play with.
Yeah, you can pair it well.
Alright.
The lineup.
Okay, we're gonna moving on to the Cromwell. It's pretty much like meme.
Cromwell.
Yeah, it's a meme tank. It's having like 4 rockets, right? No. Yeah, 4
it
rockets.
has 4 rockets.
And
So again, if you want to have a rocket in your tank instead of buying the Hedgehog, I would prefer to buy the Cromwell 5, because the fact that you can aim your rockets
mhm.
and it's functionally better than the Hedgehogs. Also, you has the mobility to shoot them around.
Yeah. And also,
But the thing about Cromwell is you cannot reverse. It's like the Russian top tier, you can only
Oh.
move forward.
it's slow. The reverse speed is
Yeah.
slow.
Yeah, imagine you're only going 3 kilometers per hour
No,
in
right?
reverse.
Yeah, but to look through the cannons, it have 75 Mark 5 cannon for the British cannon, and then also have a decent penetration of the 103 for the APCBC, and for the kinetic round, it's lower. It's interesting.
It's
yeah.
low. Yeah. So this Cromwell, being a Cromwell, it will take anything on its path. It can go through basically Panzer IV, Panzer IV-G, any Panzer IV you face, it's gonna go through it. Some of T-34, no problem. But when you're facing, it can go to KV-1 sometimes.
Oh,
Especially with the AP round, the sub caliber. Yeah,
Oh,
British
yeah.
is quite good with the sub-caliber round. They're making sure the sub-caliber round is hit well.
All right. Yeah. So.
So yeah, it's a
Mhm.
fun tank. It's a fun tank.
Yeah. It has some criteria of armor with the AC wand. It has
Yeah,
64 for the. I think it's the same chassis. No.
the same chassis.
Yeah.
Not as the AC one, but it's the same chassis as other Cromwell. The only difference is it has a rocket.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty much the same armor profile. And
They-
do you think this is worth to buy, especially on the sale?
yes, absolutely, man.
Yeah,
It,
and
it can over pressure tank. It can well, sometimes you have to be accurate with the AP because it's an AP by the end. It's not like the APHE when you are doesn't matter where you shoot. You have to be precise with this one.
exactly. And
Mhm. But then
mhm,
again, it's a fun tank. Good mobility, decent armor. It can bounce off some round
mhm. But
on the upper front plate.
yes, but
And good
it's
gun.
it's pretty shame because it's rank 2, so you cannot use this tank to finish the event or the battle pass mission.
Yeah.
So it's pretty shame to have the rank 2 Cromwell. All right, I think this is wait for sale for me. So Koenig think this is good tank for you guys, and we're gonna moving to the Grand one, and I think this tank is exactly same as the US tank that we
Yeah, the
know as a
M3
M3 Lee. Yeah, it's same version.
Yeah.
Only it's on the British Tech 3. So we have having discussed these tanks on the previous channel, previous videos, and I think this is a decent vehicle, but it's using the black market. So if you want this tank, it's just buy on US. I don't think it's worth to buy on British. All right,
Yeah,
moving.
it's not worth to buy.
Yeah, it's
Moving on.
yeah. Moving on to the next six pounder of the British. It's a AC Mark II. It has the 57 six pounder, and it has a quite decent gun. It 132 millimeters of penetration and it's good battle rating, and it's light vehicle. But I think this tank is pretty.
It's so meme.
It's so meme and
It's quite a
pretty
meme
cute.
tank.
Yeah,
It's-
if you get shot in the hull and the chassis with the 50 cal, especially the US have a lot of 50 cal on their lower tier tanks.
Yeah.
You're gonna die if it hits the.
You
50
you will
cal.
die. You will die with this thing. But the funny thing is that this is probably the fastest tank in the BR right now, in 3.0, because it wheels, right? It has wheels. That's
Yeah,
it.
it's wheels.
It goes 70 clicks per hour, and you have the same gun as the Cromwell. It's basically the Cromwell gun.
Yeah.
It goes through anything. It goes through anything in 3.7. It goes through anything in 3.0.
You wanna know which one is the fastest on its BR? It's on the US Tech 3. The market vehicle is T18E2. It's selling for more than $100, and it's having 80 kilometers per hour of speed. But
Oh yeah.
that's-
The
that's-
the Boarhound.
the
Boarhound.
Bearhound, yeah, it's pretty crazy. But I don't think so. For the $100, it's gonna worth to buy a lower tier tanks. Okay.
Yeah, it's not worth it, but it's a meme tank. Again, it's placed as the same as Independent. It's a meme tank, and as Matilda Hedgehog as well. If you have the resource, buy it. If you don't buy it. If you buy it for the Grand Dog,
Yeah, just
we
skip
are
it.
we are not. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, moving
So
on.
yeah, we moving on to the Sherman IC Triziniac. It's a BR 4.7, and it's priced 1,490 Golden Eagles. So what we can see what this tank can do, and what this tank does is having like for the APCBC 76 millimeter gun. It has 190 millimeters of penetration APCBC, and it's quite decent for its BR, and I don't and actually like similar to its in on its brother, it's Firefly, I think. What do you think, Koenig?
Okay, so it's basically the same Firefly as the Tech 3 one, but this one is given to the Polish. A little bit history in this tank. So Poland lost to Germany, right? And but then the separatists still going on inside the Poland. Then after the landing of Allied army in the Normandy, the British start sending the German Firefly to the Polish ground army. And you know what this tank called? This is the Tiger Killer, because the British create this tank to basically counter the Tiger. Although I don't know the accountability of this thing killing Tiger, but some people, some resource says this is the Tiger Killers.
Yeah.
For the gun, it's quite decent. It can go through the frontal plates of Tiger, whether it's angle or not. Sorry.
Okay.
Also, but you cannot. Unfortunately, you cannot go through the Panther.
Exactly.
Quite unfortunately over there. But if you are facing a Tiger, it's no problem. Is it a good tank to buy? I guess.
Pretty much.
I
yeah.
guess. Yeah, pretty much, because it has, good gun, decent armor. It can bounce Panzer IV G sometimes, and it hit the heart. Reload rate decent, 7.6 at BR 4.7. You're basically outgunning most of German tanks at the BR right now.
Yeah, and and also if you don't have any British tanks for the middle rank, I think this is a pretty good choice for you guys.
It is.
And
it is the best choice, I guess.
Yeah, and I think it's especially with the extra reward for the 6 point and Silver Lion, I think it's worth to buy for me. All right.
Really would.
Okay, so now we're moving on to AC, the Mark IV, AC Mark IV. So it's on BR 5.3 and it has pretty much 76 millimeter gun. It's a 17 pounder cannon. It has the ammo for the APCPC. It's 190, pretty much the same gun with the previous tank, and the only things that make it different is on the armor profile and it's slope armor. But I think this tank is have a quite unique playstyle, and it's a medium tank, so it's pretty fast, but it's not pretty slow also. It's an average tank, and for the 1700 Golden Eagle, what do you think, Koenig? Your opinion about this tank?
Okay, so it's sitting on 5.3 BR, right?
Exactly.
For the price, this is my personal opinion. I will go to the Trizeniec rather than the AC4, because the AC4 has the same gun as the Trizeniec. The only difference is that it's smaller.
And smaller and higher BR, exactly. If you
in higher BR, and sometimes sometimes 5.3 can goes to 6.0, and facing a 6.0 like Tiger 2 and anything
Panther,
else, it's going to be sucked with your life, man.
Exactly. if you've got up tier, you're gonna dead. If you got down tier, it's pretty much
you're gonna pack a punch with those guns if you go down tier. But then most of the time 5.3 is just gonna go to straight 6.0, 6.3 sometimes.
Yeah, you got a lot of toys for the BR of 5.3.
Yeah, exactly. So for the price, it's not worth the trouble,
Exactly. And also next we carry on to Black Prince. This is a quite awesome tank to play. It has really thick hull and turret armor, and it has pretty much great round. It has a IPDS round. For the British, we don't really confuse, because British 6.0 have a pretty decent gun and penetration is 228. But
I don't know where to start with the Black Prince. It's the best, probably the best heavy tank in the game because it has APDS.
And probably the worst tank in the game because it's pretty slow and you are just, like...
Yeah, you are slow, but if you're slow. I mean, obviously it's a Churchill by the end, but the gun is actually the same gun. Sorry, it's not the same gun. It's actually a upgraded Comet gun.
Yeah,
it's the 77 QF pounder gun.
77.
Those things with APDS, and it goes through basically Panther front plate, no problem. But you have to be precise with it. But it goes through Panther, no problem. It can go through the APDS can even go through the Tiger 2 H sometimes if you're lucky, like a hot knife through butter, man. Those things is good. If I have to choose A4, Triziniac or Comet, I will buy the Black Prince, man.
Yes, and actually, you see the crew. It has only 5 crew, and with this tank, with the slow moving tank, when the match is beginning, you pretty much far behind everyone. So when you arrive at the party, everyone will start killing each other, and you still walking through the battlefield or the AO. And the crazy thing is, if you got caught by a bomber, like an airplane that have a big bomb, you are pretty much dead.
You're pretty much dead. But then again, you'll be facing, if you come late to the battlefield, then you'll be facing a weaker enemy, right? Because most of the players spawn with the strongest vehicle first.
So what do you think? I think this Black Prince also is the part of the package. The bundle.
It is.
It's for the black bundle, like Black Widow, Black Cat, and Black Prince. You got it on the event, and I think this is one. It's pretty good, but it's not very good like the Black Cat. Black Cat is have from the US.
Well, I will disagree with you over there because Black Prince, Black Cat, and everything is worth the price for me personally. Because yes, you are slow with the Black Prince, but you hit hard with the Black Prince, and the armor is quite substantial to actually bounce Tiger 2, Tiger 2H.
And
it's quite decent armor.
It's pretty much you got the freaking base, the walking base in your side, right? You're buying a walking base with a APDS round. I love APDS round on lower tier because it goes, like nothing else. Goes crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, it punches like everything. Everything stands against you. You just shoot it, man. No matter where you hit, it's gonna go through.
Exactly. All right. So that's it for Black Prince. Now we're going through the good tank. That is Centurion Action X, and it says BR 7.3 on the British, and I play a lot on this tank. And actually, it has a decent gun. It's 84 20 pounder British cannon, and it has the same round. It's a APDS round, but much higher penetration because of its caliber becoming higher. It has like 285 millimeters of penetration, and it's a kinetic round. So you need to know where to shot the tank. If you're good at on the game, you need to shot the gunner, or you need to shot the crucial things to kill enemy tank. Compared to the chemical round, you shot, it goes through and everything's blew up. And for the APDS, you need to know where to shot to be becoming a piece on the game. Okay, so what do you think for the turret armor? Is front turret armor is almost 200 millimeters on the thick, but for the side armor is only goes through. like 51 on the hull and 89 on the side armor. What do you think, Koenig, about this tank?
Alright, so basically Centurion X is the best Centurion. Okay, you don't have to agree. You know, some comment section will be mocking me for this. But for its VR, you know, it's probably the best Centurion because the turret. Because I've been playing a lot of Centurion. I've played Centurion, the the Mark 1, Mark 3, Mark 10, even the Sweden Centurion, the Swedish Centurion. You know what they have in common? The turret is quite weak sometimes. It can go through.
Yes.
It can be punched by Tiger 2H if you shoot around on the upper plate of the armor turret. If you shoot it with the Tiger 2H, it's gonna bounce down to the turret and it will destroy it. It will blow up the bloody ammo.
Yeah.
And with Centurion Action X, it will just bounce off from the turret completely.
Yeah.
It won't.
And also looking through its brother, you know, Centurion Mark 5 /1. It's have a much better protection on its turret. It's I think 40 millimeters more than the Centurion Mark 5. But
like I say, the thing is they typically know the German player knows where to shoot at this thing right now, so they basically shoot at you know sometimes the hull, but this tank is played hull down most of the time, right?
Yes.
And when you are hull down, most of them gonna shoot the upper plate of the turret.
Oh yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, and it will goes down. It will bounce down. I don't know why, but it will bounce down and destroy the turret when it's ammo.
Yes.
But with the Centurion Action X, you see, there is no a little budge to actually bounce the round down into the turret, right? So that's what I like about the Centurion Action X, because when you're hold on, you're basically invisible.
Yeah, it's pretty thick on the turret, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, but the thing is, this tank is lack is only the 50 cal Browning machine gun that the Mark 5-/1 we have it on SAM VR. Do you think this tank is worth to buy?
It is worth to buy if you want to buy a decent tank. But if you want to buy a better tank, well, right now we have the Challenger GS on the higher VR, right? But if you go into the classic British Centurion, Action X definitely gonna do it.
Exactly. So moving through to its brother, it's Centurion Mark 5/1. I think it's pretty much the same tank with a pretty much same cannon, except for the thickness for the turret is way more thin. You know, like it has no protection, extra protection like the Action X, but it has a quite decent the night vision. You see the big lamp on the turret.
Yeah.
It's the early war night vision. It's pretty big and it's similar to the T62, and it's it's quite nostalgic, and you can see pretty much tanks that have night vision have it on its turret. And I think this one, because this Centurion Mark 5/1 is market one. If you're pretty lucky enough to get it, I think it's costs around $30 or more. So it's up to you to buy it or no. But for me, it's pretty enjoyable to play this tank.
I think most Centurion is quite enjoyable to play. They are quite, new player friendly, because the way they gun handle, you don't have to aim for any weak spot. It just goes through any armor, no problem.
Yeah, but don't forget, also Centurion is slow as turtle. It's only have 35
Yeah,
speed,
that's the downside of it. That's why you always play
slow.
in hold down sniping position. Because you don't have to aim anyway.
Yeah, Okay, well now next we talking about the same Centurion family. It's a Mark V Avery. It's a really freaking good tank to play with, and it's really satisfying feel when you shot the gun. And actually, this tank has a pretty much good bulldozer in front of it. It's having extra 30 millimeters of protection that is not right on its description, and also the 152 gun is 165 millimeter gun that shot. Sometimes I call it the potato launcher, and it has
It is.
it has freaking hash rounds with high explosive squash head. When it goes through the tank, gonna blow up. Like 30 kilograms
Yeah,
of explosive.
It's gonna blow up pretty
It's gonna
much
blow up.
everything.
Pretty much everything on BR 7.0. It's pretty
Yeah.
fun tank to play.
It is a fun thing to play, man.
Yeah, but the only problem to play the Centurion Avery, it's reload time having a 27.7 second before upgrading crew, and the point is you having trouble to shot the tank that have a range more than 500 meters. You're gonna always miss your shot. It's pretty heavy armament, and ammo is pretty big, so it's having a lot of curving during its shots. So it's pretty much good tank, but it's I think maybe wait to sell or just buy it because it's on bundle. I think it's worth the fun,
It's worth the fun.
Yeah.
Again, this thing is fall down to a meme category, It's fun to play, but it's not fun to grind with it.
Because only if you get stressed, just play it, like pretty easy. Okay, so we carry on to next tank is Roycat 105, and I think before the Challenger DS coming to the British Tech 3, and
Roycat was
the top,
Roycat
the
was
highest
the
BR for the premium, the Roycat. And the advantage to have the tank on the rank 6, it's you can grind through the Black Knight. This is the efficiency is gonna last long till you grind the top tier tanks for now for these updates. And the point is this tank having such a decent mobility. It has the freaking 120 kilometer speed, and it's like a light tank on the nitro on the steroids, and it has a decent thermal. It has the rangefinder. It has DM23 rounds. It have APFSDS round with the quite nice penetration. It's 337. So on its BR, I think it's pretty good compared to TAM IP, and its old rifle. Its Raycut is pretty good buy, I think. What do you think, Koenig? Is it worth to buy the Roycat, especially it's on bundle?
Yeah, I think this thing worth to buy, but don't be fooled by the stack card. Again, it doesn't always show the reality in fields. It goes through 120 on road, but it only goes through sometimes 40 to 50 kilometer per hour on off-road. It depends on the terrain, but again, decent gun, as you say, really good gun for its BR 8.7. Holy crap! It can go to 11.0, no problem. You're facing a T80U, T80 UK, no problem. Abrams, no problem. It's just gonna punch through everything.
Yeah, it has
Mobility, if you love to flank around in Warthunder, you're gonna love this tank. Roycat is just a really good tank to flank around. It's just like the
exactly.
It's like the Radkampfwagen.
Yeah, on Germany. Yeah.
In Germany, it's another Centauro.
Yeah,
it's a really good vehicle,
Yes,
to play with.
But the consequences to having a pretty fast tank means you have really like minimum protection for its tank. Like you can see the hull. It's only 25. So
Yeah.
on the 50 cal, you know, the 50 cal
You
can,
go through.
yeah,
You
you're
get
gonna
through.
get through. Yeah, it's only 50 cal we penetrate to the 27 millimeter of armor thick, and I think when the Gaijin and when the Warthunder buff the 50 cal, I think it's gonna go through the more than 30 millimeters of
Exactly, yeah.
penetration. And I
Then
think
again, it falls to the British doctrine. I don't know about the British doctrine, but in the Tech 2 in general, the British only have two. I guess this is my experience. British only have two playstyle. Either you snipe from behind or you flank around like a maniac.
yeah,
Because yeah, the Roy Cat can flank, go really fast, hit hard, and just get out with it. And it's the same as the earlier like Avenger and then Comet and then Achilles. Sorry, not Achilles, Cromwell. You just flying around with it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I beg your pardon. And for the DM33, is have 408 millimeters instead of DM23. It's only have 33 or 137 millimeters. So it's having a big penetration on its BR. It's right having a rangefinder. It has thermal. It has speed. It has a quite decent gun. It has everything. You don't need armor when you're going fast, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you don't need armor. You're
Okay.
flying around.
You
shooting
flying
from
around.
behind.
Yeah. Whoever shot first is win the game, win the war.
Exactly.
Yeah. And carry on to the next tank. It's the Challenger. Yes, it's a pretty much earlier version of the tank. It's a battle rating 9.7. So I think it's gonna face the Tomsty for his rival, and it's gonna facing the Germany quite common lineup like a Puma and like the Beglets, and it's gonna facing the Leopard 2K and stuff. And I think for the Challenger DS, it having the same chances as the Challenger Mark II, I think. Sorry, Mark 3. Mark 3, right?
yeah.
Mark 3, yeah.
It's basically Challenger 1. They have it's basically three variants. So Challenger 1 is basically okay. The Challenger 1 Mark 1 is basically a modification of Chieftain Mark 10 with additional armor on the hull. And then the DS is the active service variant from the Challenger Mark III that was adopted by the Iranian and the British.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, remember when I say British sometimes only have two playstyle, either you snipe or you flank? With the Challenger DS, you can only snipe, because if you look at the lower plate, there is no armor at all, right?
Yes.
And if you got pen but on the lower hull, it's gonna blow up all of your ammo.
The ammo.
Yeah.
Exactly. This tank is pretty good because it has a composite armor. It's 200 millimeter of Nera elements.
It used to be the best composite armor because before they nerfed the Challenger 1, I call it the Challenger 1. Before they nerfed the Challenger 1, the turret armor is basically better than the Challenger 2. Because if you see on the gun mantlet, it doesn't have the Challenger 2, small gap thingy. If you care to try to look to Challenger 2, there's a big hit on the gun mantlet, right? It's huge. Yeah, it's a huge gun mantlet. Anything goes through there. But then again, with the Challenger 1, you don't have those weak spots. You become invisible. Back then I played so much. I played Challenger 1 so much that I know I can stop the GM53 back then. But right now it's not as good as it used to be. But if you're facing like the Termsty, it will stop it no problem. If you're playing sniping, hold down, playstyle, you're gonna stop any round that goes through you, except for the GM53.
Yeah, pretty much every round.
Yeah, pretty much every round except the super round.
Yeah, okay. So I think it's everything on British Premium Tech 3. And next thing we're gonna moving through the helicopter is Jellings is pretty good. You should get it. I play a lot of match with this one. It has decent 1100 penetration of Hellfire missile. So yeah, it's pretty good. But you need to aim it with your mouse, like laser pointing it. So yeah, but Jellings is actually pretty nice helicopter for the British. And next we carry on to the aviation, and then I'm not talking about the low BR because this BR you can get it or no. It's 1.7, 1.3. It's pretty fun to play the British plane. We're gonna start to the Hudson. It's Hudson. It's I think this is a market, right? No. Oh no, it's a premium. It's premium. Yeah,
it's a premium. Yeah, it's a Gaijin one.
Yeah.
Golden Eagle.
Golden Eagle. Yeah, it has pretty much 10 bombs and 4 rockets with capability for the close air support. And it's have a decent speed for 400. For the bomber is I think is pretty good. But the bomb is not quite will kill everything on ground. So yeah, it's if you like this one, you can buy it. But if you don't like it, just leave it. Okay, carry on to the. I think this is the DB7. This one will be on the event, on the rare vehicle event. When you complete a certain amount of the mission point, you will get this one for free. And it's having a great 400-pound 4 bombs, and it says the what they call the mounted gun behind. They have a shooter behind, the gunner. They have 2 gunner actually, and it's gonna help you to protect you from the enemy. Yeah. And okay, now next carry on to Spitfire. It's BR 3.0. It's Spitfire Mark 2 Fencer 1. It has a lot of gun, but 8 gun, but it's only carry on the proning machine gun 7.7 millimeters. So what do you think, Koenig, about this aircraft? Do you think it's good or no?
I'm gonna go with a no, because the 7.7 mil
it's only
is
peanut.
it's doing nothing. It's basically a pea shooter.
Yeah, be sure. Yeah, so I think this is wait for sale or don't buy it. I think so. All right, now we carry on to the Corsair F Mark II. It's having like 650 cal gun, and it have a decent for the turn time. I think it's 24 seconds is pretty good, and
It's
good
definitely a buy.
yeah, it's a buy because it's speed, but the rate of climb is pretty slow. So I think you need to conserve the energy for dogfighting. All right, this definitely buy. Okay. Now next we carry on the Boomerang. The Boomerang it has BR 3.0, and it has a price for 575 Golden Eagles, and it has a 20 mil cannon, 2 20 mil cannon, and 4 7.7 proning machine guns, and it has pretty decent turn time, pretty good climb rate, but only 491 max speed. So I think this is not for the high altitude. It's for the low to mid altitude.
So we're getting into an interesting plane one. This plane gonna outmaneuver most of the plane except for zeros.
Yes.
And then with the 20 mil, you can just hit anything with this. In a dogfight, you almost win up top. You just gotta go on top of anything else other than zeros.
Yes.
No problem with the Boomerang.
So what do you think? This is a good buy or bad buy, or just wait for its
It's
discount?
a decent buy if you like the dogfight. You don't have to worry about your aim leading, because those 20 mil gonna shred everything up. It's a good buy. It's a good buy.
It's a good
a
buy.
decent buy. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a decent buy.
Yeah. So I think a boomerang is decent buy, but for me it's wait for sale. Absolutely. And
Absolutely, but
then it's a fighter type, so it's meant to be dogfight. All right. So we carry on to the next plane. It's BU Fighter Mark One. The Boo Fighter. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an event vehicle. Last time I see this vehicle is BR 3.0, but it getting buff. It's lower the BR become 2.7, and now it's even lower. It's 2.3. Yeah, I don't know why, because I think this plane is have a 40 mil gun, but it has a
it's
really
comical at this point.
yeah. I think this is a meme plane. It didn't work at all. It's even vehicle, but yeah, it's battle pass vehicle. But you see, the cannon only has like 12 round, and the Vickers 5 cannon is only have 16. So you need like pinpoint accuracy to shot this motherfucker, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you look at the battle rating, on 2.3, you're basically gonna kill every single thing that you see from up top
Exactly.
with the 40 mil.
Exactly.
Again, it's a comical plane. It has good firepower, but because it's a market one, look at the price first. Sometimes it won't worth it, the price, if it's too expensive, you know.
The price never go high. It's only around like $10 to $20. So I think this is
Wait, 10, 20?
yeah, $10 or $20. So no, maybe lower.
I guess it's worth it, I guess.
Yeah, it's nobody like interested on this vehicle. Yeah, and I think it's pretty much because it's having a really bad climb rate and really bad cannon, and you're gonna be killed by any time, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if you are doing a realistic, this not gonna do it for you.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
if you are using it as a ground pounder on ground realistics, it will do it.
All
It will
right.
do it on 2.7. Look at this 40 mil. It's gonna go through every single thing you see.
Exactly. Okay, so now do you think this is a good buy or no buy?
Depending on the price, it's a decent buy. If you
Yeah.
want to strat, lower tier tank, yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, for me this aircraft is having its potential to be a ground support and close air support aircraft, but for its recent capability on this aircraft, for me it's a deal breaker, bro. Like 12 ammo, it's no buy for me. Yeah, you know.
I appreciate your opinion.
Yeah. Okay. So after this vehicle, this aircraft, we're gonna carry on to the Hellcat Mark II. I think this is a naval aircraft. It has a pretty good 650 cal 50 cal Browning machine gun, and it has a lot of ammo. And it has a quite good turn time. It's only 21 seconds. 21.8 seconds, and rate of climb is 13.6 something on its battle rating. And you can see the bombs. It has a 1,000 pound bomb, and it has a quite good rocket. So I think on the ground realistic battle is gonna be pretty much useful to get this vehicle around with you, right?
This one definitely a buy.
Yeah, this
Definitely
me a
It
buy.
has everything you need for a new player.
Yeah.
You have 50 kills, a bomb. You can go to ground realistics, no problem. You can do a dogfight, no problem.
No
Decent
problem.
time, except if you are facing zero again.
Exactly.
Nothing turn like a zero.
Yeah, exactly. And next is we carry on to the Thunder. So yeah, for me it's a buy. Okay, next is we carry on to Thunderbolt Mark 1. It's pretty much same aircraft, but it has like 8 50 cal guns, and it has quite nice armament. It has two 1-pound bomb and a small 500-pound bomb, and it have a quite payload. You can carry on the rockets for you instead. So to look through its capability, it has turn time for 25. Yeah, pretty bad turn time for the aircraft on this BR, but
really
also
bad.
yeah, but it has a pretty quite good climb rate. Yeah, because this aircraft carry a bomb, so yeah, pretty much a slow one. The fighter, but it could carry like multi-role mission to bomb infantry. What do you think for this vehicle? Do you want to say it's buy or no? Koenig, what do you think?
I never played this one, but looking at the stats and performance, it's a no buy because it's set up on 4.0. On 4.0, you're facing a lot of zeros. It's gonna outmaneuver you, and then if zero's not gonna outmaneuver, some BF-109 gonna outgun you.
Exactly.
So this one is not a buy because it sits on a bad BR, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, but considering if you on ground realistic and somebody just killed you and you wanna revenge kill, I think this is good
Yeah.
one. Yeah, you just drop
Yeah,
a
it's
bomb
kinda good one.
and kamikaze on somebody that you hate. You know, it's pretty good kamikaze play. Okay, and we carry on to the next aircraft is Mustang Mark 1A. It has a pretty quite nice gun. It has a 4 Hispanic gun, 20 mil, and this gun is pretty widespread. So if you don't have you don't have field to use a Hispano gun, you're gonna miss your shot. You know, like the gun is on the wing, so you gotta need little twitch on there.
Adjustment,
Yeah, little tweak and little adjustment for it becoming a killer machine. But for its BR 3.3, I think it's pretty much a buy for me. It's good. Hispanic gun. You just need to get used to it. What do you think, Koenig?
For me, on 3.3 with Hispano gun, definitely a buy because there's not a lot of Hispano gun on 3.3.
Yeah,
and it has. It also has a decent round, 600.
Yeah, and you see the turn time is only 20, and the rate of
Exactly,
climbing.
yeah. That's the good thing about Mustang. They have a really good turn time.
Yeah, and it has a lot of competition on BR 3.3. So I think this one is a buy. Yeah, what do you
Definitely a
think?
buy. Definitely a buy.
Definitely a buy. Okay, so next one is the Wyvern S4. You guys will know this plane. Everybody know this plane. Yeah. This plane is meant to be especially for the close air support. It's a strike aircraft and also it's naval aircraft. So it has a really bad turn time, but it has a good rate of climb. So units like escape
Boom
for
and zoom.
boom
Yeah,
and zoom.
you gotta play boom and zoom.
Yeah, you cannot turn fighter, you know. And also for this aircraft, it has a lot of rockets. It has a lot of bomb. It has 3 1-pound bomb, and it has 1 red angle rockets, and it has a lot of AP Mark 1 rockets. It have decent penetration on this BR. So Wyvern, I think it's actually a buy for me. And also it has torpedo for naval realistic battle, and no wonder because this one is on bundle vehicle, so it's definitely a buy for me. How about you, Koenig?
Depend on the price. If it's on sale,
Yeah.
definitely buy it. But if it's not, don't bother to buy this one.
Yeah.
Because it's only good at ground pounding. Fighting against any other aircraft, they're gonna shred you.
Yeah, exactly. Use it on ground battle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now next we carry on to the next aircraft. It's MB5. It's BR 5.0. It's also have a decent gun. It's 20 mil Hispanic Mark II cannon, 4 of them, and it has pretty much good climb rate, but pretty bad and pretty worse turn time. I think because it's high speeds and aerodynamics is pretty different. What do you think, Koenig, about this aircraft? The
This
MB5.
thing is a good boom and zoom. It's
Also,
like because it has the Hispano.
yeah, Hispano it's pretty beast on boom and
Yeah,
zoom. Yeah.
but this one, unlike the Wyvern, it good against in air realistics
Mm-hmm.
because it was made to dogfight intercept bomber. It was made to intercept some bombers in
Bombers,
the
yeah.
by the end of the War Two.
Exactly. So what
Definitely
it
buy. I
a buy?
guess so. I guess yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to have some good boom and zooming,
It's the-
yeah.
Okay. So okay, the next for me, yeah, it's a buy. I think, yeah, it's good buy. All right. So next thing is the Hornet Mark One. It's a air defense fighter. It's have a battle rating of 6.0, and on its battle rating, you're gonna see a lot of JU 288. It's a Junkers. It's a Germany cancer lineup. Yeah, it's a money grinding vehicle. So I think it has a quite decent armament with the two 1,000-pound bomb, and it has rockets they can carry on. So what do you think, Koenig, about this aircraft?
I'm not recommending this
Mhm.
vehicle to buy because it sits on 6.0's
Yeah.
BR
Mm-hmm.
and it only has 4 Hispano with 750 rounds,
Mm-hmm.
which is not good. I mean, if you want to ground pound, there's a lot of better option in 6.0 in the British factory, right?
Factory. Yeah.
For me, it's not a go. It's
Yeah.
just not a.
This is not good, right? Yeah, and also don't forget, because this one have a Rolls-Royce engine, so it's gonna have a lot of power with it. But on 6.0, when you got up there and you facing against the Germany MA 282, you're gonna
You're gonna be freaked, man.
yeah, because it's big as, as a brick on the sky. Everyone will hunt for you. Okay, so now we carry on to the next aircraft for British. Is the new vehicle also, I think, of the Spitfire F Mark. It's a Mark 15C, and we already talk about a lot about the Spitfire. For the Spitfire, I recommend it for BR 5.7. It's from the Izrail. It have a Spitfire Mark 9 waist. It has quite good rockets and good bombs. It's 250 bombs, and instead of other nation that USA one, it's pretty bad, I think. So let us take a look for this aircraft. They only have one 500-pound, and it's only have like a 120 millimeter, and pretty much the same equipment for the Spitfire, but instead of having rockets,
one,
the regular one, this one is have a Hispanic Hispano cannon, and I think this one is wait for sale for me. You can get a better choice on Israel, right? So what do you think, bro?
If you want to grind the British, it's definitely a buy for me. I mean, look at the stats, and you know, Spitfire being Spitfire, almost good as a zero.
Yeah.
It's 17 turn time, Hispano gun. Look at the propeller as well. It has 5 propeller blade, which is really good adding speed at this Spitfire. Early Spitfire really having a problem with their speed and acceleration.
Yeah, exactly. And the only main rifle for the Spitfire is for the Zero, right? This is the turn
only
fighter
rifles.
one. The only rifle.
Exactly, yeah. The only rifle to Spitfire is the Zero.
Yeah. So
For me, it's definitely a buy.
yeah, me too.
It's good. It's good.
It's
one.
good for grinding British. Yeah, for me it's a buy also. All right. We moving on to the next aircraft. It's on the next rank. It's rank 5. It's the first jet for the British.
Fighter.
Yeah, the attacker
Now we're
FB2.
talking.
Yeah, exact. Actually, this aircraft is having similar performance with the regular one. Instead of It's having a lot of more research point if you got the premium one. But I think this one is quite good vehicle since it have two 1,000 pound bomb also, and it has really similar to the non-premium one. So if you don't have any British aircraft, this one is, I think it's good to buy for me, and also because this is a jet, you're gonna kick ass everyone. But the only rifle that could potentially kill this vehicle is Su-11 from Russia. Yeah, I think, and I think it's the best aircraft premium on the Warthunder is Su-11. It's low BR and it's good gun and good bomb and everything is good and good the maneuver. It's better than the Attacker V2. So what do you think, Koenig, about the Attacker V2?
Definitely not the buy. I mean, you have the FB2 on the factory, right? So unless you want to have those premium bonuses, I guess you want to buy it, but I'm not recommending to buy this one.
Okay.
You can save your money to buy something else,
Exactly.
which is better than this one.
Yeah, for me it's a buy because it's a jet. I love jets. Alright. Carry on to the next vehicle on the list is the Meteor F Mark 8, the Reaper. So it's costs around 4,000. It's enormous amount of gold diesel. It has four 1,000 pound bomb and it has top speed for 962, and its turn time is 23 and rate of climb is 40. What do you think about this Koenig? It's BR 8.0. What do you think about this vehicle?
Not buy. No.
Yeah, no, not buy.
Definitely not buy. For me.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, this is not a buy.
Yeah, when
Because
you
anything go in 8.0.
the anti-aircraft is crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
And
some have a missile, it doesn't have one.
Exactly, and when you see on the ground tech tree, you can pair it with the Warrior and you can pair it with the 8.0. It's the Chieftain Marksman. You can pair it with and also with the Striker. You can pair it with two vehicle. It has
it's a decent attacker, but if you playing aerialistic, it's super shitty.
yeah, and I think for me it's wait for sale. It's too expensive for its BR and it's for its
I'm not recommend this one.
for me
Even
it's-
when it's sell. No,
Yeah.
I'm not recommend even it's a sell.
All right. Okay, so next carry on to our famous Sea Fiction. It's very famous. The Sea Fiction FAW Mark II. The Sea Fiction is it's a Royal Naval aircraft, and it has really interesting missile on it. It has the red top missile. It's the best missile for its BR, and it's built for speed. And instead of having one pilot, it has two pilots. And for this aircraft, the one that not good about this vehicle is that it doesn't have any gun on it. It's only have missile, and it also have a bomb. It could be a CAS, the close air support aircraft. It could be also a fighter, but a fighter without a gun is a dead fighter.
It's a limpy fighter.
Exactly.
But I guess if you like the look of the planes, if you like the design of it, definitely a buy.
Me too, a buy.
But yeah, this one is a buy. It's a good
buy.
one.
A good one.
I recommend Sea Fiction to be bought rather than Meteor or FB2.
Exactly, and this is my favorite premium as well, like my top 10 favorite premium for all time. because it's inside it didn't have a gun, but it has a good missile. So yeah, you can still kill some of aircraft when, as long you don't lose your energy and speed. All right. So for next aircraft is we moving on to Harrier GR1. This is pretty much the same Harrier as the USA. But it has like
Definitely
higher.
a buy.
Yeah, it's definitely by it has a higher battle rating, but this one is having a pretty awesome armaments. You can also make a custom layout, like a custom payload, so you can make a little adjustment for it's having a missile and this is having a bomb. So the one thing that this vehicle is lack is having let me see. It didn't have any flare. If somebody shooting you, and you cannot dodge the missile,
I think it won't be a problem for a Harrier.
exactly. It has a quite nice and quite decent acceleration on in game. So I think it's for close air support is great. For the anti-aircraft also it's great. All right. So what do you think? This is definitely a buy, right?
Definitely a buy.
Yeah,
I
me
mean, what can go wrong with the Harrier, right?
Exactly, and also it's because it's a BR6. It's only premium vehicle. I think that's worth to grind it to the Harrier GR7. It's the best vehicle to grind to BR7, right? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Now next me too. Bye. Next we carry on to Lightning F53. It has I think this one is similar to the what they called the Lightning F6, right?
Yeah, similar one.
Yeah, similar one.
Design, because a lot of post-World War. Sorry, this one is a Cold War era.
Yeah, it's called.
Yeah, post-Cold War. Yeah, so most of the Cold War era plane of British is a joint venture with the US. So basically, they create what US created. They created stuff together.
Yeah, and I think because this is one on the pack and it's not on sale, like this very close, it's considered as new vehicle. But for its performance, it has a great climb rate. It does good turn time, but it's still the Lightning. You know, the problem with the Lightning. Yeah, the problem about Lightnings, the name is Lightning, but it's not freaking fast. You know, it's pretty slow. Yeah, and on its PR on 9.3, you're gonna facing. Yeah, you're gonna facing a lot of better aircraft for its PR like Harrier and on Germany we got, if you got up tier you can face the MiG-21 yeah, and the MiG Starfighter and stuff. Yeah, it's I don't know, it's pretty bad.
It's a deal breaker.
Yeah, it's a deal breaker. If you got up tier, you are dead. If you got down tier, you're still fine. I think
it's kinda okay-ish, but if you got up tier, you're pretty much screwed, man.
Yeah, for me it's wait for sell. I don't know, it's 50-50 vehicle, so pretty much don't have nothing on it, right?
For me it's a no-go. If I were you, I'm just gonna buy the Harrier. Just save it for Harrier.
Yeah,
it's a no-go.
Save your money for Harrier, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's all the ground and aviation for the British. Next one is are you still here, Israel? I don't think so. All right, so Koenig, you wanna talk about?
There you go. He's come.
Hello, Israel. Are you here? Okay, so next one, we're gonna move through. You still here, Koenig?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, so next one we're gonna move through the Russian, and everybody that play Warthunder will know the Russian is the freaking OP tank for all this time. How about
you don't call them Russian bias for something.
Yeah, there's still the Russian bias, and nowadays for the new updates they put more bias to Russian. It's the freaking 2S38, and I just buy it like like 1 days ago. It's pretty stupid things. So OP on this VR. So first of all, we're gonna start for the small VR tank is to T26. And when we saw it have a 45 millimeters cannon, its penetration pretty decent. It's 70 millimeters. So yeah, it's pretty much same to T26, I think. So I think it's pretty much same. Instead of you have more money for killing people, right? So we gotta skip that tank. We're gonna move through the unique tank is 335. Do you know this tank, Koenig?
T35?
Yes.
Yeah, I know because it's comical at this point.
Yeah, this tank is made by Russia, and it's when they fight the Soviet Union last time, the Soviet
Yeah.
Union managed to seize this tank. Like they got 4 tanks on their control because it's pretty slow and pretty, pretty
Yeah.
big and thin.
You know the German have no problem seizing all of these things
Exactly. Yeah,
because they're slow and huge.
it's pretty huge, bro, and they have a lot of cannon. They have 176 cannon, 245 millimeters cannon, and they have like, oh my god, I don't know what to tell about.
But in the game, it's quite pain in the ass, to face this thing. In 1.3, look at the armor and look at how many cannon it has.
Yeah, holy
You kill one cannon, another one still go
around, yeah.
still go to shoot at you.
Yeah.
T95.
Speak of the devil, you can see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 crews inside, bro. So when you kill 2 crews, they still have like 8 crews left to go.
Exactly. It's quite pain in the ass if you're dealing it with this thing in lower BR,
So what do you
1.3.
what do you think, Israel, about the Russian T-35?
Well, my opinion, the way you survive with this tank is not about the armor or some another thing.
Mm?
The way you survive with this tank is the amount of your crew.
Yeah, the amount of
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because in the low BR, the HPHA, the kilogram of HPHE is way really low, and if it pan your tank, it won't splash much inside this huge tank with a fucking tank 10 crew inside.
Exactly.
Maybe it's gonna kill like only 1 or 2, maybe in a single shot, but you still have so many crew. You like break a house rather than a tank.
Exactly. So, do you have ever heard about mouse? I think this is the great grandfather of the mouse, right?
Yeah, I definitely agree on that one.
Except for having a thick armor, it has a lot of people like a mid shield. Like, oh my god, this thing is crazy. But imagine if one grenade or one Panzerfaust or one anti-tank penetrate inside the tank, it gotta be a havoc. Everyone gonna scream to death. it's really hell inside the tank crew. So do you think this is a good tank or worth to buy or no?
Oh, before that, the second thing that if you're facing this tank, the problem is if you need to consider which turret you're gonna shoot, because there's 45 millimeter
Yeah.
Oh
and
yeah.
the 75 and the 75. Both of them can kill you easily.
And you know what? I know what tank can kill this baby in one shot. You know what tank? It's
Only
Sturmmörserwagen.
round.
Yeah, it's Sturmmörserwagen for
The
pressure.
Sturmtiger.
The Sturmmörserwagen, it will kill these things in
Only
one shot.
Yeah, definitely.
overpressure thing. You need
Yeah,
overpressure. Kill this
Anyway,
thing.
I'm gonna leave the Russian Tech Tree to Israel because I think he is more expert in it.
Okay, Koenig, thank you. thank you for help for the bridge. So it's pretty fun and pretty informative for people, and we will see you in next occasion. But if you wanna still stick around here, yeah, why not? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. All right.
All
Nice
right.
to having you.
You too, Koenig.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My pleasure.
yeah. Thank you very much. See ya.
See ya.
All right, so it's pretty expensive for the BR 1.3. It's 1,000 Golden Eagle on 50% off. So I think this tank is only worth it for the collector. What do you think, Israel?
Well, before we start, all of my comment or something, well, every vehicle that we're gonna show is based on my own opinion. If other player have different opinion, it's fine. It's not a problem. It's you have your own opinion. Alright, so don't think too much about my opinion right now because it's based on my experience and my opinion. Alright, okay, back to the topic, buy or not. For me, if you wanna collecting or just having fun, sure, you can buy this vehicle. It's pretty good.
Or
For grind,
yes,
I get some issue in here. First is from the reset efficiency. If you buy for 1050 and for rank 1 till rank 2, it's gonna be not a good choice.
yeah, and also to grind the low BR on BR 1 and BR 2, it's pretty easy. You will skip the
Yeah.
BR pretty easy.
Yeah.
I think it's only one day
Yeah.
and something. But the main thing is, so do you think this is buy if you wanna collect it, right?
Sure,
Or
of course. I'm for collecting something.
yeah, or you can buy this tank if you're rich.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
for sure.
Yeah, I think this is the wait for sale for me. It's no good to buy this tank. But if you love it, you will love the story, just buy it. Okay?
Yeah. Yep, that's correct.
Okay, so next is we gonna carry on to the SU-57. It's the category of tank destroyer, and this tank it's having a 57 millimeters M1 cannon, and it has penetration of 122, and I think it's pretty good for its BR. But the main weakness is this tank is freaking up on top. Everybody will be dead, even for the mortars or something explode next to him. This tank gonna be die. So what do you think, Israel? Do you think this tank is good, or you have another opinion about this one?
About my opinion, first thing you need to know about open top, you have no armor. And if your armor in this game, if you have a really thin armor, it won't trigger an HE on APHE. If you not have enough thick armor, APHE won't get triggered. That's a good thing. The second thing, because you are really easy to be killed, because by like 50 cal or something like that. It's really easy, and of course by a plane, you need to play really low profile and something like that. You need to be really low profile, and I'm more suggesting if you are good at sniper. If you are really love playing like camping a sniper, you're really good at finding spot that's hard to be seen. This tank will do the job really good in its BR.
Yeah, and also because this is a very light tank. It's only weight 8 tons, so it's gonna have a good speed, like really fast to go on the battlefield and flank enemy. So for me, it's I think one is good. It's worth to buy, and especially it's very cheap for 200 Golden Eagle. So yeah, it's worth the price. Okay, so
For me,
yeah, also good to buy, right?
for my opinion, yeah,
Okay.
it's good. If you wanna like playing fun, it's good to buy. I think it's good to buy.
Okay, for next we're gonna carry on to T3. This one is having a 2.3 BR and it have a 50 millimeters KWK cannon. I think this one is similar with the Germany.
Yeah. It's similar with Germany. It's a stolen one.
Yep, but also, yep, and it has two ammo. It's APC ammo. The Panzer Germany 39. It's having 80 millimeters of penetration. Pretty decent tank, but yeah, pretty good frontal armor, and yeah, it's like average for the turret. It's like pretty common and average on the turret. So I think this one is, yeah, maybe if you want this vehicle you can buy. It's pretty cheap actually, but you can have it on.
In my opinion, I think this thing is maybe can be good or not if you are playing Russia, because if you are more often playing Russia, you will be a bit harder to play this vehicle maybe, because this vehicle is a German first thing, and you need to play the way how a German player play, but not the real one. I mean the real technical they play the German. Because there's a really huge difference, because the armor is a bit tricky. It can be really good for you, or it can be really trash for you if you don't know how to angle or something, playing like rocking or something. It's gonna be a real problem if you don't know how to play this tank in the right.
Yeah, and I think my personal opinions for the Germany guns is pretty good and pretty decent. If you see the penetration is very good, and the good things for this tank become Russian. The advantage is you don't have to face the Russian itself, so it's a pretty decent over and pretty decent choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for you, it's buy or no buy?
For me, I will buy it maybe. I will buy it. Maybe I'm gonna buy it as in the discount is pretty cheap, and the guns, we know the German gun always be the best. If you know how to use it, German weapon is really good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna buy it for sure.
Okay, for the next tank, okay, so it's you're gonna buy. Yeah, it's for me. It's a buy too. It's good offer.
Yeah, it's worth a buy.
Yeah. Okay, let's carry on to the next tank. Now we have the BM8-24. It's I think.
By the way, before we continue this, the thing that I like from a stone tank, if you're playing simulator battle, it's really gonna be good, or gonna be really bad, because you can in simulator battle you want your enemy or your friendly unit, right? There's no tag or something. You can conceal in the enemy line by like blocking the part on your tank and good to go. Nobody knows you, even your friend maybe.
Exactly. Okay, so the next thing is we talk about the tank destroyer. It has M8 and M8 rockets. It has 24 rockets for 82 millimeters rocket, and I think this one is having a similar concept for the Stuka, and it has really low penetration. It's only got 9 mil of penetration, but I think this tank is pretty meme, you know, like maybe wait for sale for me. If you have it on sale, if you got by the price, yeah, you can take it for. But for all the rocket tanks outside there, I think it's only for fun, and I don't think this one is good for the choice.
BM.
Yeah. Do you agree?
For me, BR 1.3 with 600 gram. 600 gram. Well, yeah, it's for meme, of course.
Yeah.
It can be good. Sometimes maybe if you know how to play, In BR 1.3, the armor is just not that thick like the 3 or like the BR 3 or above. Maybe this rocket can be used. I seen a couple maybe video about playing this vehicle is good because it's well pretty decent in hits BR. Even the rocket is unguided, so it's a bit hard. It's a bit tricky to use this thing.
All right. So
To use this vehicle.
yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
exactly it's
For me,
tricky. Yeah. All right, guys. I think we're gonna take a break for 5 minutes. So we're gonna be right back. So stay soon and stay on channel and enjoy. good. All right, folks, welcome back. The next we gonna discuss about the Russian. It's a T126. It's a BR 3.0. It has a 45 cannon, and I think this tank is pretty much the same with the with it's on BR. It's having a good cannon. It's APS-PC with 70 mil cannon. For me, I think this thing is having a pretty low and small penetration of the cannon and pretty bad chassis for me. So I think this one is not buy for me. So Israel, are you there?
Yeah,
So
I'm here.
So what do you think? Are you have another opinion to discuss about T1126?
Well, for me, pretty good armor, slope.
Yeah, it's slow. Exactly.
In my experience, all of the T126 is from the slope armor is good. It's pretty good, and the mobility is quite decent. 25 kilometer per hour. Good, and the gun itself modification. Let's see. You got APCR composite rigid 106 millimeter is good. For me, it's just the problem is the turret rotation. Just that if you play this vehicle, if you rotating your turret, make sure you move your body.
Oh, exactly.
That's
and with your body.
use your chassis too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Turret make.
yeah. So what do you
That's my
think?
opinion.
This is buy or no buy for you?
If you want a quick one to be till rank 3, it's good. It's more worth it than 236% of research point bonus. It's good rather than 100 in the normal tech 3. It's pretty good for until rank 1 till rank 3. It's good.
Okay.
For me, maybe it can be worth to buy if you wanna rush till rank 3 vehicle.
Oh yeah, I'll wait.
That's
for
my
sale.
opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So
Yeah,
next we carry on to the next tank is the ZUT-37, and it's the category is SPAA, but I think this tank is pretty bad on its role. It's not SPAA, but it's like it's a tank destroyer on its BR because it doesn't have a pretty decent elevation. And for its round, it's having for the name is 37, so it's having the 37 millimeter cannon. It has a penetration of 71 for AP armor piercing tracer cell for the auto cannon. So I think this one is actually not SPA. This is light tank. I think this one is also
light tank.
Yeah,
You need to play this
it's
like a light
conditional.
tank.
Yeah, it's light tank exactly. So
It won't work as an SPAA. It need to be played as a light tank. First thing, and the second thing, well, this tank pretty good, but the problem is same as before. The turret rotation speed is really bad. I already tried.
And doesn't have elevation.
Yeah, it doesn't have elevation. The turret rotation is really bad, but I'm sure it's gonna be good if you want to play like a light tank and flank the enemy and boom, 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 dead. Yes.
Yeah.
This vehicle is with the ammunition. Which one with the AP round is good on its BR for me.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
you can play well.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it's for me it's no buy, and for the Izrail he said it's conditional. For the
It's conditional.
situational. Yeah.
It can be worth because autoloader in low BR autoloader is a bit overpowered. You know,
a bit. Yes.
It's auto cannon is
Yeah. For it.
pretty low
For
BR.
yes, and for the exchange for the light tank capability, it's having a very small and very thin armor. And okay, so next we carry on to SMK. Everybody know this SMK. This SMK having a lot, 2 turrets and having a 7 crew inside it, and this thing is pretty good. I think it's actually the definition of a walking dreadnought. You have a ship on the ground. It has two cannon. It's 76 L11 cannon and 45 20K cannon. That has a penetration of I have a penetration of 78 for the big cannon, and for a small cannon it has a penetration of 70. Yeah, but its APCR it's 106. And actually for this tank I played a lot, and sometimes because the blueprint of the chassis, it has a ammo rack, ammo compartment on the middle. Sometimes it gonna blow up and you lost all your ammo. So because this tank is having a very thin armor specifications, and yeah, it's thing is worth to buy for me because it's fun tanks and having a two turrets. Yeah, two is better than one, right? And one behind it, it's for the 50 cal DK machine gun. So what do you think, Israel? This tank? Do you think this one is good, or it's a bad one?
Okay, wait a minute. Let me check more about this thing. Maybe we can see armor 75. Oh, okay. I think it's worth to buy. First thing, maybe your weakness is your side armor is really pretty not really good.
Mhm.
But if you're playing a bit passively, like trying to push slowly, this thing, I think it's worked really good because you have it's a BR 3.7 and the front armor is a bit same as the KV1. You know, KV1 in its BR, it's pretty badass on its armor.
Yeah, and
So it's
mhm.
to buy.
Yeah.
It's worth to buy.
Yeah, and especially it has two separate compartments, so it's have a more survivability.
Just make sure you don't show your side armor
Yeah.
because
okay.
you are moving armor rack,
Okay.
moving bomb.
Yeah, me too.
If you
it's-
decide your pops off.
Yeah, me too. It's a worth to buy tank. Okay, next we carry on. I'm not talking much about this tank. This tank is Valentine. It's Mark 9. It's for the limited time event for Valentine event on February, and I think it's same as the Valentine on British, but it's special because it's a Russian technology. And yeah, just for FYI, it's a pretty good tank, and it's a limited premium tank. So next one is we're gonna move on to T34 that have a
7.
57 it stands for the 57 millimeter cannon. It's a CIS-4M cannon, and it has a pretty decent penetration of 145 ammo, and it has a APCR, but I never use APCR round because it's really bad against the slope angle. And this one is very famous for all the films. It has the first tank that have a slope angle tanks. The Russian tried to implement the slope tanks because they realize having a slope angle will increase will decrease the chance to penetrate for the ammo penetrate to the tanks. And for this battle rating 4.7, I think this 334 is quite nice, and I play this tank a lot, and it has a decent speed, and it has a decent penetration, and you got everything you want in this tank. You got good slope and everything. What do you think, Israel?
For me, T34 47. Trust me, if you already play T34 1940 until above it, until everything, until did all the T34 series, I believe you already know how to play it, right?
Yes.
His slope armor, the way the angle, I believe you already understand how to play since you already played in
Mhm.
T34 in BR 3.3. I believe if you already know how to play it, this vehicle is good. It's
Mhm.
pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And for the efficiency itself, 1 till rank 4.
Mhm.
Well, good thing. It's still maybe it's good for buy because
Yeah.
the rank itself it's until rank 4.
Mhm.
If you wanna quick research from rank 1 to rank 4, it's good for my opinion. T-34.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if have 57 millimeter cannon, but you know the Russia 57 work pretty well on BR 4.7.
Okay. Alright, so next we carry on to this unique tank is SU 100 W. No, it's Y. Sorry, 100Y. It's a tank destroyer BR 4.7, and it's literally you have it's a battleship cannon on the ground. It has a pretty big caliber of gun. It's 130 millimeter gun. It's a very unique round. It's semi-armor piercing ballistic cap, and it has a weight for projectile is 33 kilograms, and you gonna kill everything in your enemy side. You know, this tank is pretty much it's pretty much square looking things. It's pretty thin. Everybody can kill you in any direction, and it's literally a walking breath and walking battleship cannon. And I think the only good for this tank is only for the gun, and it's like a meme tank. It's go big or go home. That's I think for this tank. So I think this is wait for sale for me, but I love the big gun, so I buy this big PP. Okay, what do you think about this, Israel?
My opinion, this tank probably I'm not recommended for for grinding. Of course, I won't recommend this tank. First thing, if you want to try to grind, you need a good mobility tank so you can gain more point by moving somewhere else or try to engage more target. You get more point, but if you want to grind and you buy this tank, I think it's not a good thing because your armor it's a thick but not that thick, so it's still gonna trigger HP8E if you get hit, and of course you're gonna dead because it's all of the crew or something else is inside of the head. Maybe a couple of your crew is still alive because your huge cannon breach and the shrapnel won't kill more of them. But trust me, if you lose a couple of your loader, you're gonna be suffer on that match till the end of the match because you have like 25-second reload, and if your loader dead, you know how long it's gonna be. You need the whole day to reload one round. For me, I'm gonna skip this thing.
You're gonna skip that thing, okay.
Yeah, but for if you wanna just collecting or having some fun, this thing may work pretty well, I think.
Okay.
But if you really wanted to buy this thing, I must suggest you playing sniper. You play in a really long range with a real huge gun barrel and really long barrel. It's gonna have a good accuracy. The fire won't miss really much in the long range. I must suggest you playing snipe, being low profile, and make sure a plane not see you. That's all.
Okay. So okay, that's pretty good explanation from Israel, and we now gonna moving through to my favorite tanks for Russia on its BR. It's the KV-1E. It's a limited time tank that only sell once a year, and this baby is really freaking thick. You know, I managed to deflect a shot like 20 shot of enemy vehicle, and the best thing is Russia, right? It's Roski. So the good things, yeah, it's the good thing because it's BR 4.0 and having like 100 penetration, and it has a more extra protection for the rolled homogeneous armor for its turret, and also for its body it has a more is having more armor of 25 millimeters of homogeneous armor. So it's really crazy tanks, especially if you get down tier. No one can penetrate you. The only fight for this, the only rival for this vehicle is Germany KV-1B. It's having a similar profile with the USSR, but I think the Russia is better because its player is more having a sane, more brain to think. No offense, but it's the reality for the Warthunder. All right, so do you have any comment on the KV1E?
Well, I'm not pretty much have experience on that thing, but I what experience what my experience while I'm facing this thing is in its VR. It's really thick. Maybe it's really it's quite thick. And it's hard to pan, but not most of it because you really know which place you need to shoot.
Okay.
It's still gonna work. But I believe in down tier is really good. In mid tier, in its tier and its down tier, it's really good.
All right. So it's pretty fun to play this tank actually. If you compare to any other VR, this one is still the best in my mind. So we moving on to the next tier. It's BR 5.3 is KV122. It's categorized as a heavy tank for the Russia. It's it having a decent amount of decent cannon with 122 millimeter caliber, and its penetration having a 205 on a APS-CBC round. So it's definitely gonna blow up every vehicle that it shoots and it shots. But the only one downside for this vehicle is only because it's having a 27 reload time, and it's only it's and also it's having a KV chassis, so it's pretty weak and pretty squishy, if you wanna say to this tank. So what do you think for the KV122, Israel? Is it good or no?
For my opinion, KV122, you're not gonna buy this thing maybe because even the armor it's a bit tricky. Same because all of Russian like mid tier and till from the mid tier till top tier, the armor is really tricky if you don't know how to play with it.
Okay.
But I believe with 122 millimeter cannon in BR 5.3, nothing won't hold that round.
Yeah, everything gonna destroy. Yeah.
Yep. And the turret itself, it's quite thick. If you it's the mantlet is quite thick.
It's literally, they said it's glass cannon. It's pack a punch, but it cannot withstand any shot with this tank. All right, so yeah, it's for me. It's definitely buy for me. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Just you need to know how to angle this thing. Maybe not angle like if you already shot and you miss it, or it's if you miss it a shot, make sure you know how to play like rocking or something, angling or rocking. That will work with this tank. I already played couple match and it's worked pretty well in this BR.
All right, so okay, let's carry on to next tank. I think this this tank is SU-122P. It's categorized as tank destroyer. It have a pretty good cannon, and I think for the tank destroyer, this one is really awesome. Having a 230 millimeters of IPCBC round is pretty amazing. And when you see this SU-122, I played a lot, and having 21 seconds reload time is no problem at all. So I think this one is pretty good pair with the KV122. And if I'm not mistaken, this one is I don't know. I think this BR is supposed to be lower. Oh no, it's same BR. Yeah. All right. So so what do you think for the tank destroyer? Yeah. Of course, the weakness is for the track and the transmission to go out, and they gonna kill you so easily. So any other things you wanna add for this vehicle?
For my opinion, I think the gun is good. The armor quite decent,
Uh-huh.
but it's gonna be an issue because you know the turret is like just a normal tank destroyer. It's not have a good. You're gonna be it hard
Mhm.
to being a bit active because your turret is you are turretless. Call it like you're not having it. You're turretless, so
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be hard if you want to try to engage something. But if you're playing defensively, I think this thing worked pretty well with its cannon.
Yes. Okay, so
And next year,
mhm.
for this type of chassis, I more suggest you to placing more of bush in the front because if they can see your door hatch and the driver hatch, you're dead.
Yes, exactly. So okay, so next thing is we gonna for me it's yeah, but for sale I think is SU122P. It's
Yeah.
pretty similar to the normal Tech 3 does, the issue 122S. It's only different. It's maybe the research point. Yeah. Okay. So next one is we got T44 122 on the next Russian lineup. It's pretty good tank. I love this tank. It has a T44 chassis, and as long as you can recall, T44 used to be 6.3, but on Russian normal Tech 3 it become a nerf and become a 6.7. And the crazy thing is Russia didn't have any 6.7, and it really sucks to play this tank now because on the forum the people always complain about having this the issue to penetrate T44. That's why I think the T44 for the premium one is pretty good instead of but they use the normal T44 use the cannon for 85 and it have a decent reloading rate. It's a 9.6 second, and for the premium one it has 30 seconds reload time, but it really worked because the caliber of the gun is 122 and they have a pretty good penetration of 205. Yeah, so for me, yeah, it's just buy it. I think maybe if you like long reloads, and you don't miss your shot, it's worth it. How about you, Israel?
First thing, who's gonna like a really long reload? That's the problem. The only problem of this tank for me is the turret rotation.
Exactly.
Well, it's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. But the reload time is quite long enough, 30 seconds. So I know the characteristic of T44 is good. All of the type of T44 I've been experienced, T44 100 and T44 the normal one. They all play really good. The armor thing, just make sure you're just need a bit more active, like angling rocking or something. This tank armor is maybe if you look in the armor is not really that good, but trust me, in the gameplay it's different as how is it.
Yep.
It's really good for me. I really like this thing actually. All the T44 series I really like it. Just the problem the previous couple updates or really long time ago, the problem of this thing was easy to being shot from the top. I don't know, maybe they already fix it something. I'm not pretty sure about that. I'm not confirming it again, but overall this thing is work really good. Just make sure if you're playing this one T44 122, just make sure you're playing, don't way too don't being too aggressive like T44 and T44 100. Don't being so aggressive. You need to be more bit passively because this tank is gonna be if you miss it, you die. 30 seconds. They can shoot you 2 rounds at 2. The other tank can have a 2 time chance to shoot you rather than you yourself because you have 30 seconds and all of them has like 16 or maybe Yeah, around 16 or maybe 12 second reload time, and you have 30. That's from my opinion.
Yes. All right. So next thing is we have T34 100. So it's having a T34 chassis, so it's really squishy. But the main good thing is it has a 100mm cannon, and for the Russian you can tell the caliber of the gun by looking the last number it says, and for 15-second reload, I think this thing is pretty decent thing to be talk about, and it has 239mm of penetration. So yeah, this one is pretty awesome. I think it's pretty similar with T44, but yeah, it's worth to buy it. Okay, so I think we don't have to discuss about T34 100 because it's have a pretty similar performance for the T44. But for me, T34 is wait for sale because for HBR it's not pretty quite nice thing to it.
6.3. I won't do it. I won't buy it maybe because even he have a good gun. It's 6.3. They most of them are like 88 caliber. Of course, German 88 caliber. It's gonna be an issue. It's gonna pen you really easily. At least if you can play a bit brain game, this thing is gonna be a good one.
Okay.
If you know how to play like brain game thing.
All right. So for the next Russian tank, we got FYI, there is a PT 76 57mm auto cannon. This usually first release it's I think it's BR 7.3.
7.7, but now it's 8.
It's pretty crazy because on 7.3 having auto cannon and rangefinder, and it's a light tank, everybody gonna die. I have a lot of fun. I play these tanks on full up tier, and I still got a nuke from this tank, and it's pretty fun to play. Yeah, and also for the T10 for FYI, this is my first premium tank when I play Warthunder 2 years ago, and it still costs around $10, but it's really fun to play this one because it's heavy tank. It's pretty nice armor and stuff, and good gun, and I think this is pretty awesome. If it's priced like $20, just buy it, and don't think, just buy it. Alright, so next one we gonna talk about the Object 120. I think this is the bundle vehicle, and of course all the Russian buyers have a good bundle vehicle. Just buy this one. It's
I remember one thing about this vehicle, bro. I was playing this vehicle in a match, and I have a really good experience with the vehicle because it's really good for if you really like the snipe in the really long range. This thing work really perfect because
work like a charm.
accurate.
Yeah, exactly.
In long range, the accuracy is
Crazy.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he have a sabot shell,
Yeah.
so but he can hold you around, and it's fun.
Yeah.
And after that match, I kill quite a couple people, couple players. I take it out, and when I back to menu, I get cursed by a player. He said,
All right.
"I hope you die soon." And like I was laughing.
Yeah.
Because
And the good thing is because this tank is only tank on HBR 7.3 that having a FPF SDS, so yeah, you're gonna die if you see this tank. And also this tank will be dead if someone is shooting 50 cal on you because it's having a really thin penetration and stuff, but it has a decent speed, and you got a decent penetration, a decent cannon. Everybody gonna dead, before they see you.
The velocity, of course, because he's using sabot, is really damn good. If you have money,
the accuracy
I'm gonna
is
say
good.
you need to buy it. You need to buy it. It's really fun. It's really good.
Yeah, Object
And
120 is
good mount.
pretty good. Yeah, and also this one you don't have to tell. You don't have to say it. It's buy. Okay, the next one is T55AM1. I think it's the first bundle vehicle for the Russia. It has a pretty decent performance last time when there is not a lot of tanks like nowadays. They don't have a rifle like Term, and they don't have like a rifle on other country. So this for the T55AM is, yeah, it's a buy. It's have a rangefinder, but on its BR it didn't have it. It has a FPSDS, but it has night vision, but not thermal vision. Rangefinder, yes. It's
For me-
3BM25. It's pretty good actually for its early stage for FPSDS. Then you must buy it. Alright, so
I think for me, I won't buy this tank. I'm not gonna buy this tank. First thing is 8.3. You have some issue. You got no thermal, and your real problem is
you got up here.
WMA
Mhm.
and recut. It's 8.7 and he got a thermal.
Yeah, it's pretty good China tanks.
WMA is 8.3 and he got a thermal. It's your real big problem rather than anything. And if you get up there, you die. You can't see anything. You just, yeah, we know Russia only get thermal in BR10 in Tech 3, so you're blind war.
Yeah, and you know this tank is have a decent composite armor in front, and it has a pretty good rangefinder, pretty decent, capable of the medium tank, pretty good round. And the only downside for this tank, because it has passed its glory time, because nowadays there is a lot of rifle for this tank. So yeah, it's wait for sale for me if you want this tank.
In my opinion, you better save your money and buy Terms T.
Yeah,
That-
yeah.
It's more worth it.
Okay.
Really, way much worth than
Oh.
we buy.
FYI, I think after this update, I think after this sale, the next event for the anniversary, they will make the discount with the Warthunder. They will discount the bundle, like my experience for last year. Gaijin always give a discount, a big discount on the winter sale, the summer sale, and on its anniversary. I don't know. Maybe they will having some good vehicle on the bundle, or some decent things to come soon. Alright, so carry on to next thing.
Terms T.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
Terms T. T72 AV Terms T. It's I think it's Iranian, right? It's Iranian tank that has a pretty. It's like starter pack for all people. Just play Warthunder. This tank is really like alluring. It's really alluring to get this one because it has a very good era. It's contact 1 era, and it has a 400 millimeter of the chemical round protection, and it's really having a good era armor on the turret also. But the main bad thing for this vehicle, it's only goes forward, no goes back. And the bad thing for the Terms T, because everybody already have this vehicle and it's the most buy vehicle on the Gaijin now. So everybody will know its weakness is absolutely the lower plate. Its lower plate is absolutely trash. It has exposed its Amorex, and you're gonna get killed pretty easily from the lower plate, and it's gonna be pretty easy also from the side armor. So you need to be in really tricky and good position if you wanna win with this tank, I think. So what do you think about the Terms T?
In my opinion, must be in my experience, I playing this tank. It's quite pretty good. If you play in defensive, it's more way good because you will able to play what we call it, like you just showing up your turret and it's good to go for me. First thing
Okay.
about this tank, because the weakness only from sight and it's lower armor. So if you just pop out your turret, so if you're just showing your turret, is quite good.
Quite good.
Except if they can shoot through if you see in here, there's a space between the era in the turret, between the breach and the era armor is there's a gap between it. The machine gun port, that's the only place where the player need to shoot you to take you out by shooting that part, and you're dead.
Okay.
You're not dead. Maybe you're losing one of your crew. You only have 3 crew inside.
Okay. Pretty interesting. All right. So the next thing is that's it for the Turnstile. It's a pretty decent
it's
tank. It's
fine,
a
it's fine.
yeah. It has a thermal. As I mentioned before, it has a pretty quite good round. It's 3 PM 42. It's yeah, it's having a FSDS of penetration of 457, and it's have a thermal. It's Gen 2 thermal, and also the commander having its thermal itself, so it's pretty decent for the starter pack. But,
If you're trying to grind your tech tree, I really suggest you to buy. I really suggest you to buy this vehicle.
yeah, that's what all people doing. All the people that just start playing Warthunder, they always buy Turnstile. So when it's on sale, you gotta play not as the Russia. You need to play as a Germany and kill all the new players. I'm sorry, just joking. Okay. For the next thing is the newest updates on this Fire and Ice update is S2S38. It's really, I don't know what to tell this. It's way better than HTVL. It's HTVL having a PR 10.7 now, and also it's better than.
Before you start
It's
about
better than
this
Backlit.
thing, before you start about this thing,
Mm-hmm.
for everyone who watch this, please don't take your father or mother credit card, please. Please don't do that.
Yeah, but you can if you have to and you love to, you know.
Well, this thing.
Yeah, this
It's-
thing having fucking rare on itself, and see the proximity round, and everybody just goes boom boom. You know, when you see aircraft, people will die. If you say tank, it has a kind of spider, you'll die. You'll die.
But the
Right.
thing you need to know about this tank, the best thing you need to know this tank, it's same as Puma. He has crewless turret.
Yes.
The
close to
crew or in the driver. So if you are picked and you just show your turret.
just one ammo and it's dead. You know, like crazy.
Just make sure you're not showing your driver position. If you try to pick something, I must suggest you pick backward, moving backward. Because if you get hit in the, most of them are gonna hit your engine rather than if they shoot your driver, you're dead in one shot. I'm not sure about that, but most of them playing BR 9.7. Of course, they're gonna use sabot rather than explosive round like hit round or something, hit SF and maybe HE. Sometimes player using it, but not all of them. Most of them gonna use sabot and it won't work because there is really huge space inside the armor. You see, there's nothing protecting its armor, so sabot just gonna pass through its
Yeah.
engine
And
just like that, and you're safe.
Yeah, and the good thing is this tank having a fuel tank in front. You
Yep.
can add a little protection to the tank, but as you see, all the crew is on the one sweet spot, and just one round penetrate into this sweet spot, and all the crew is on the kill box. You know, everybody gonna die. But
Yeah,
it's,
just make sure you try to show your butt maybe.
yeah,
I think
it's
if
Russia.
you wanna pick, just make sure you're moving backward and then forward.
Mhm.
You're like if you're if you're beside if you're on the side of a building, just make sure you're moving backward, showing your butt rather than showing your front, because if they shoot your fuel tank, first thing you're gonna set on fire mostly because they're fuel tank, and the same thing, all of your 3 crew is in the front. So if you show your front, you're dead. It's better to show your back side than your front side, in my experience. But overall, overall, my about this vehicle is really damn good, and its radar can track a drone really easy for me.
Alright.
Yeah, it's track a drone really easy because I don't know why I'm playing a couple of SPAA with radar. It's not detecting a drone. A
Okay.
drone.
Yeah.
It's a bit hard to track a drone.
Mhm.
So, but this vehicle works differently for me. It
Alright.
can track a drone, so it's gonna easy to shoot down any drones you seen or any plane or helicopter with the HPHE.
Yeah. Alright, so I think that's all for the ground tech 3 for the Russia. Now we are moving through the heli. Of course, the K50 is pretty good. You don't have to tell me. It's bye. And we carry on to the aviation.
First thing about the K50.
K50 is on bundle, and we have another.
Yeah,
topic
maybe if
for
you wanna
the-
buy
It's
if you wanna buy for ground in 10.7, I'm not pretty sure you're gonna play really well in 10.7 because you got no thermal for K50. But the Vicar do pretty well. He have a Vicar, some kind like that. But
yeah,
you need a really good eye if you wanna play this vehicle in the ground VR. I must suggest you playing this vehicle in like the other way
yeah.
rather than ground.
K50 is good. Okay, now so we're moving through the next vehicle. It's next aircraft. We are starting on rank 3. I'm gonna skip all the new vehicle, and it's for FYI. There is a EL2M. It's for battle pass vehicle. It's pretty good, but it's really heavy, and you need to know how to play it. And the ITP is pretty good. Last time when it's on VR 3.7, but it's now at 4.0. It's really hard to control this one because it didn't have a decent aerodynamics of this aircraft. And we carry on to my favorite aircraft on VR 4.3 is P-47D-27. It's a very good vehicle, and I only recommended this vehicle for its VR because it has a really lot of payloads. It has 250 kilograms of a FAB 500 SV bomb and one small 250 kilograms of bomb. And so I think this is a really good plane on 4.3, and on 4.3 there is a lot of vehicle you can pair it off. And also for the next thing, we carry on for the Mitchell. Mitchell is no for me. It's only, yeah, it's decent. It's 500 kilograms, but it's not as good as PA8 on the Tech 3, 5 tons PA8. So we not discuss about this bomb anymore, and we're gonna carry on through the. There is also a new vehicle, the A2G have. Okay, yeah, we don't have time to discuss that, and we're gonna skip it. So the next one is SU6. It's a pretty good plane, I think. A lot of people play it. It's a specialized on range attack. It has a lot of rockets. If you wanna grind on realistic battle, you can use the rockets. And also for T1, it's the bundle vehicle, and I have it for a long time. It has 1000 M, 890 kilograms each bomb, and it has 2 bomb outside and 1 bomb inside. And this type of vehicle is pretty good if you are looking for a decent vehicle to bomb, especially for SKB. This one is very useful. Okay, we carry on to the next vehicle. Is BA6. It's a hydroplane. It's literally a meme plane, but you can still use it for the bombing mission, and it's pretty fun to play this aircraft. And the next one is SU8. It's the battle pass firepower aircraft. It's a good armament, good everything, but it's lack of maneuverability, and it's pretty slow as fuck, you know. Sorry my language. Okay, I think this one is not good. BA6 is for the meme, wait for sale. T1 is good. T47 must buy. And we're moving through the Yak 3. It's for a fighter vehicle. It's a pretty good vehicle, very good aircraft on VR 5.7. It's a Yak actually. Yak having a superb and fantastic for the turn fighter, and it has two separate 20 mil cannon instead of one 20 mil cannon with a lot of ammo. So it's a pretty decent choice to buy this vehicle. Okay, and the next one is the Su-11. It's my favorite jets all time. It's really crazy. This one I have a lot of like 100 hours to play this vehicle, and I think it's the best premium in the game if you want to buy this one. It's really worth your money, and it has I don't think this vehicle belongs to be BR 7.0, and I think this one belongs to 7.7 and stuff, because it has good bombs, or one 500 kilograms bomb, and good 37 mils cannon, and it has a lot of 23 mil of cannon. And how do you think about this, Israel, the Su-11?
For my experience, it's good. Actually, in BR 7.0, the armament we talk like 37mm and 23 is enough to pen the ground unit. If you miss your bomb, you still have a gun for shoot it down. The tank, it's worked really well, and even for a fight against the other jet, it's worked pretty well.
It's worked pretty well. It's the maneuver is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And I'll kill a lot of mouse with this bomb. The 500 bomb is really, if you like pinpoint accuracy of dropping bomb, you're gonna kill mouse pretty easily. Okay, next we carry on to MiG-17. Is a bundle, Gaijin bundle vehicle, but nowadays you cannot buy this vehicle anymore. It's limited time. It's already be deleted on the market, and it's on its BR. It's like a Russian bias. If it's got down tier, you're the king of the hill, you're the king of the sky. But if you've got up tier, you're pretty much dead, because on 9.7 don't have afterburner, don't have flare. It's you only got two R30S rocket. Is pretty bad rockets, I think. So you're gonna dead if you got up tier. And for the next vehicle is Yak-38. It's also limited vehicle. It's not on sale anymore on Gaijin. It's pretty much the same as a Harrier, but it has a lower BR. It has a decent quite amount of gun, and also decent rockets. It has R60 air-to-air missile. It's higher guidance. It's a pretty decent launch range. It's 8 kilos and lock for 5 kilos. And this rocket is pretty badass on its BR. And also we're gonna moving through the bundle vehicle is Su-7 BMK. The Su-7 BMK is actually my first aircraft on premium, and I really love this vehicle. It's a close air support aircraft with a lot of bombs. You can literally almost destroy one base on air realistic battle, but you cannot rely much for this vehicle. You know, it has the lack of the flare. It has a afterburner, so it's the main reason you can kick ass with this aircraft. But the main thing this aircraft is lack is the missile. This aircraft didn't have any missile. It's alright. So the next on the list is the MiG-21S R13-300. It has quite decent BR on its 9.7 BR. It's actually better than MiG-21 SPSK on Germany. It's on BR 10.0, because this one is only have a limited amount of armament. If you choose a weapon, you cannot use the flare. And also for this MiG, I think it should be higher BR on this vehicle, because you got 4 of the air-to-air missile. Is pretty decent for the beginning of the radar lock missile, and it has 4 R3S. It's quite bad rocket for the Russia, but you have R3R, so it's quite nice for the high tier. If you then have high tier fighter jets, you can choose this one, because it has a good performance. It can flew through more than, I think, 1,300 kilometers per hour for one Mach 1.1. And you still safe, you not ruin your wings. And for the next vehicle is the best vehicle on the game. For the best chassis is similar to his brother is A10, but I think this one is a better version. The Russian have a more improvement version, is better version. The compared to other nation. In this one is Su-25K. It has a lot of armaments. You can choose a ton of hell of freaking good things. You have a lot of goodies right here. You have the KH-29L rockets, and it's really kick ass when you kill the ground target. And you can switch to the cannon, 4 cannons. Yeah, you can switch to the Sunni rockets. You can switch to the freaking SAKO dumb rockets, unguided rockets. You can switch to bombs and stuff. You can have a lot of fun to play this vehicle. How do you think, Israel? What do you think about Su-25 on this one occasion?
I think first thing you need to buy this vehicle because the efficiency is pretty good. The efficiency, and second thing, the armament itself. The ATGM is the same as MiG-27K, the top tier of the top tier jet. The CHAS, the close air support, MiG-27K. The ATGM work the same. And the same as MiG-27K, and the other armament is work pretty well. You get, if you want to play in ARB, I must suggest you bring 4 napalm and like 2 gun pods or 4 gun pods. It depends on how you play. And bring X60, it's good enough. I play this vehicle really so many times. I play this vehicle, and every time I play with a premium and with the premium, and this vehicle with the premium account is like 15,000 RP in a single match. Average of my RP is around 15 till 20 till 23 is really good. This plane is really good. It's same as an A10, but the best thing about this vehicle is the speed is way more faster than the A10, of course. Even it's not Mach 1, but it's 800 till 900 km per hour. It's really good in its VR, and it's have a good maneuver itself. It's a good maneuver, and you have a bunch of flare and shaft, so it's really good. And it's pretty thick for handle air to air, ground to air missile. Maybe you can still alive if you get shot by missile by Ocelot like 1 or 2 times it to take you down. That's my review. This vehicle is work pretty good, pretty well in its VR. It's like not pretty good, but not pretty good. Maybe more accurately, work really good, really good in its VR.
And actually,
With
it's,
10 km, yeah.
and actually, it's faster than A10.
And the attack game itself is 10 km.
Yeah, 10
It's
kilometers for the
really
TGM.
far. If you can snipe with the ATGM in 10 km, well, it's gonna be really good. 10
Okay.
km, and no one can shoot you down.
Yeah, exactly. So the good thing is, I think Su-25 is pretty much the option if you wanna play 9.7 on the
Yep.
close air support, and you can see the A10 is already being nerfed to 10.0. I don't know for this Russia.
Oh yeah, and the attack game itself.
Yeah,
The
but-
good thing about this attack game, the speed of the ATGM itself is like, what we can say, it's like around Mach 1 maybe, because it's really not Mach 1, yeah, around Mach 1. It's travel really fast. Yeah, you can see minimum speed, maximum speed 1.8 Mach. It's
Yes,
so fast.
and
It's travel really fast.
and as far as you can tell, I think this the Su-25 it gonna be up in VR soon because it's too OP on his VR. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, but it's still a new
Maybe.
vehicle and it is Russian bias, so we don't know what gonna happen on next updates. So I think that's all, folks. We have talked about all the premium vehicle, and it's pretty much the general concern of the old vehicle we have on Warthunder. We might be gonna review some of Japan, China, and Italy, but it's gonna be on next occasions. For today, folks, thank you for staying with us. It's being a long videos, but it's pretty much good, I think. And see you on the next videos. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe, and don't mind if you do, because like and subscribe is free. And it's me, Froze, and Israel. Hello,
Yep.
sir. Yep. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you staying with us. And Froze Evil signing out. Goodbye.
Bye bye.